Happy 2020, anime lovers! I hope you all had fun celebrating the new year, and even if you didn't, I wish you all a wonderful new year, filled with amazing new animes. A fresh new year always calls for some changes, so I am proud to present the new Manga Horse logo as part of several changes I am doing in the channel alongside higher quality videos, and also from today I will also offer subtitles to my videos in all of these languages. So check it out and I hope you will find it useful. For the new year, I wanted to make a new series of video remembering our fallen comrades and to talk about the most crucial deaths in each season of Attack on Titan. In today's video, we will cover the first season, and if this video receives enough likes, I will make the next one as soon as possible. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and to leave this video a little like to let me know you enjoyed. And now to our video. Attack on Titan universe is the worst place to live in, especially if you live there on year 845. For years, the show has given us numerous death scenes of secondary and also leading characters that brought tears to our eyes and titans to our dreams. Although every death scene in the show is hard on its own, I watched the entire season again and brought you the deaths that I think are the most significant to our characters, the story progression, and for us, the viewers. Of course, this is only my own opinion, and if you think I missed any crucial ones, please let me know in the comments. And to start our list, we have Carla Jaeger. Maybe the most known death scene in the entire show is the death of Carla Jaeger. Aside from being a very hard scene to watch, we also have the cries of Kid Eren in the background as he watches his mom being eaten, and everything is accompanied by one of the most amazing soundtracks in anime history. This scene is important for few reasons. First, this is the first known character dying on us, setting the tone of the show, showing us what world this is, how unprepared and unfamiliar this world is to the Titans. We see soldiers like Hannes losing their composure without even trying to fight, and that also shows us how untrained most of them really are. Right from the start, this raises questions about the world inside the walls, questions that by now mostly have been answered. Another very important aspect of this scene is Eren's drive at the start of the story. On the first season, Eren is driven by two main things. The first one, wanting to reach the outside world because of Armin, and the second is killing all Titans because of his mother, both representing his desire for freedom. Those two driving forces are what created Eren's early point of view, which will actually change as the story progresses, but his concept of freedom remained very relevant even until today in the manga. Next on our list is Thomas Wagner. Even though Thomas wasn't a significant character, his death was still significant. Thomas's death was a reality check for the entire 104th Cadets, as they witnessed the first friend from their squad being eaten. And for us, the viewers, that moment was a presentation of how dangerous and unpredictable the Titans really are, as we are introduced to an abnormal Titan for the first time. Thomas's death was also the point that drove Eren to act carelessly and almost find his own death. Without this moment, who knows when and if Eren would have ever discovered his Titan powers. And that brings us to our next on the list, Eren Yeager's fake death. Yes, I know this is not a death scene because Eren didn't actually die, but that's actually not relevant, because for us the viewers and also for Armin and Mikasa, that death was absolutely real. For Armin, it meant reaching the breaking point of watching his childhood friend getting killed in front of him right after saving his life. It meant the end of their joint dream, and also was another point for Armin to feel useless. For Mikasa, it meant to keep on fighting, just like Eren told her when they were young. It was also what made her keep on fighting until Eren's Titan finally saved her. And for us the viewers, this death was a very unexpected event, where we were sure we just lost our main character, which was not something you see in a lot of animes. When I first read this scene in the manga, I was sure we are going to have something similar to Gurren Lagann, which also killed one of the main characters early on. Seeing Eren, the main character of this story, getting killed so easily despite his resolve and training just adds up to the general feeling of confusion, terror, and complete chaos. And when we see Eren dies while he talks about his dream to see the outside world, we get an uneasy feeling, the true nature of this world, and the general feeling of the show. And even though Eren returns to the story soon after, his death scene still stays with us later on. Hannah and Franz. The Attack on Titan universe is not a romantic place. We don't get to see almost any romantic moments, and there aren't any known couples in the story. One small exception to that were Anna Diamant and Franz Kafka, who for some reason has the same name of the famous novelist, Franz Kafka. Anna and Franz were the first and only known couple in Attack on Titan. Their love and connection signified a ray of sunshine in the middle of the dark atmosphere of the show. They signified love, hope, and a sense of optimism, which are obviously not allowed in Attack on Titan. And therefore, when Armin found Hannah trying to revive her clearly dead partner, he almost went insane from the sight of it. Seeing Hannah so struck with grief and obviously suffering from post-trauma, talking to and trying to resuscitate Franz's dead body also gave us viewers the feeling of hopelessness, as the last symbol of true love in the story was now gone. Hannah also died not long after, and by that joined her lover and the rest of the fallen comrades. Ian Dietrich. Although Ian had a serious part in the struggle for Trost District, he didn't get enough focus in the anime. Ian was one of the elite soldiers of the garrison according to his character scores, which are actually amazing, especially his resolve. Ian was known for his leadership skills and ability to always find a solution to a problem on the field. That fact made Pixies promote him to squad leader in charge of the operation to plug the wall. After Eren lost control of his Titan, Ian ordered the squad to fall back, what made Mikasa very angry. But after assessing the situation, Ian decides to order the entire squad to protect Eren from the other Titans. Without him doing so, Eren would have been eaten for sure, and the gate would have been left open. Instead, Ian and the squad protected Eren's Titan as he carried the giant boulder towards the gate. At some point, Ian noticed that they are being swarmed with Titans. At this point in the manga, he ordered his squad to keep defending Eren, while he used himself as bait to lure the Titans away from Eren. In the anime, his final moment was saving one of his squad members while getting eaten himself. In both cases, Ian's resolve saved Eren in expense of his own life, and therefore his death is also one of the most significant ones, showing us a true resolve of a soldier fighting for humanity, risking himself for the good of mankind. And for that we say, dedicate your hearts. Marco's mysterious death. Marco's death was one of the mysteries of our story, and we will talk more about it in the next videos, but it is still important to mention it when referring to the first season, and that is because Marco's death was actually one of the first serious unanswered questions we had on season 1. His mysterious death, and later on the fact that Annie used his ODM gear to kill the Titans, Sunny and Bean, presented us viewers with the first layer of mystery inside our story, showing us that beside the Titans, which are humanity's greatest threat, there is something else going on that is yet to be revealed. Pointless to say that Marco's death was necessary for the story, because if he didn't die on that day, Bertolt, Reiner and Annie would have been discovered soon after, and the whole story would have taken another route. But more on Marco on the next video. Next on the list is the former Levi squad. The carnage in the Forest of the Giant Trees is one of the most iconic scenes in season 1. It was such a sad moment for all of us to watch the entire squad being killed one after the other in such a brutal way. This scene showed us a new terrifying side of the female Titan, as she regenerated in a few seconds and brought down the entire squad while chasing Eren. Petra losing control and getting smashed into a tree is, until today, one of the saddest moments in the anime, followed by Hulo's unsuccessful attempt to avenge his friends being kicked into a tree in a brutal way. But beyond being an extremely sad scene, this moment was actually very significant for Levi Ackerman. If you watch my video about Levi, you might know that he lost friends before, and even though we don't see it on him, he does take it very hard. We see him take a moment watching sadly at Petra's dead body, which reminds me very much of the scene of him watching dead Isabel 2 years earlier. The death of his team led Levi to follow the female Titan, and later on also saving Mikasa and Eren. But beyond that, you can see the distinction between him and Mikasa in that exact moment. She acting with emotions to save Eren, and Levi acting tactically and although the female Titan killed his team, he is not driven by revenge. He will do almost anything in order to prevent unnecessary deaths, even if it means letting the female Titan go for now. And this moment showed us this fact about his character early on, showing us that he is not just the strongest character in Attack on Titan, but also a much more complicated and composed character. Last on our list we have the deaths of Isabel and Farlan. Although not taking part in the actual season, the OVA about Levi's life was introduced to us as canon, and therefore it is worth mentioning. Farlan and Isabel were the closest thing Levi had to a family. They joined the Survey Corps together and convinced Levi to let them join him even though he wanted them to stay safe. On that mission, Isabel and Farlan both lost their lives in a horrible way. This had two significant effects. The first one, seeing his friends dead, Levi lost it and massacred the Titan, and some also believe this is the moment he woke up his Ackerman bloodline powers. But more importantly, this moment led Levi to finally agree to follow someone else, as he found Erwin Koz to be worthy enough. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to go on to making season 2, please don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a little like. Also, if you think I missed another deserving death, please let me know in the comments and I will try to add it in another video. Also, don't forget to visit me on any of the social networks on the screen. I would love to hear from you there, and also feel free checking my new Patreon page if you feel like supporting me and my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today, my Titan loving friends. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all real soon in another Attack on Titan video. And until then, let me just remind you all to dedicate your hearts for humanity, inside and outside the walls.